What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Paul's Best Podcast, the podcast where you guys know what it is already, man. We talk about only the very best positivity. If you're looking for negativity and all this dumb shit and arguing, you're in the wrong place. But if you're looking for the very best, okay, you have come to the right place. And I got to tell you something. I always get excited about guests because it's my show. So I pick the guests. Or I approve the guests. Let me say this. I approve the guests. Like, we talk about it. But this show, I am extremely hyped about because, in my opinion, this dude is, I'm going to say, obviously, in my opinion, and the opinion of, let's say, many, the best sports voice in New York. But dare I say the country. The best sports voice in the country, and the only person during that amazing Nick run was talking reason when I'm listening to all these other people, and then I'm listening to this man talking. I'm going, yes, I don't understand why they're dogs. I don't understand. And then I heard this beautiful voice, this beautiful voice coming through the speakers going, and he's making sense, and he's going, I don't see how they're going to lose. I see this, I see that. Ladies and gentlemen, and speaking about positivity, you're a positive guy, positive story, the best. Craig Carton is here from WFAN, The Fan, the Craig Carton podcast, the whole thing, dude. Thank you so much for being here, dude. Of course,
it's great. It's a very low bar that everyone else in radio sets for me. So being the best of that group is not saying all that much.
But I will tell you this, and I told you this when I came to your show, which I was honored to be on.
Yeah, this is what this is. This is, you did me a favor, I'm doing you a favor.
No. This is, I told you, like, I used to watch, or I should say listen and watch, Mike Francesa and Christopher Mad Dog Russo from Mike and the Mad Dog. And that show, I was in my mid-20s, and I was just locked into I could tell that they had a thing within each other.
Didn't like each other.
I could tell they didn't like each other. I can tell what Chris would push buttons with Mike. Mike was very knowledgeable about things. When he was on his game, I thought one of the best. And then after that era, I just really had a hard time listening. Until you, my friend.
Thank you.
Where now, if I'm in the car and you're on, I'm like, you're the type of guy that even if I disagree with you, because listen, I love your takes. You annoy me a little bit with the giant jabs.
I should.
Because when
You're
Harbaugh,
when
Harbaugh
you guys have
came in,
this notion that you have the greatest coach of all time.
And you know what? You're kind of right. You're like, do something. But you're one of those guys where, like, if you're like, I don't 100% agree with that, but I love that. I got to listen to this guy. Because sometimes when you ever listen to radio and you're like, I can't.
Yeah, all the time.
I got to turn this off. I can't do it anymore. Like this guy. But I'm like, I disagree with this, but you know what, dude?
But that's the best compliment you can give someone who does what I do.
100%.
Because if it's just people that agree with you, all right, I got them anyway. They agree with my take. They like what I have to say. It's when people disagree with you but can't turn it off. That's the win for me. That's one of the greatest compliments you can give someone who does talk radio for a living, that even if I hate what you have to say, I don't like what you have to say, but I'm not going to turn it off because I want to hear what you're going to say next, that's the greatest compliment.
Yeah. It's like when you do a bit as a comic. Right. And some people, you could tell some people are like, I don't know, I could see the faces. But then when it's over, they're laughing and they're like, I got to give it to you.
I can tell you the best example of that I've experienced, because as I've told you before, like, I'm a huge fan of what you do.
Yeah.
Because it's a different art form. Like being able to be on a stage and make people laugh. Like, people don't understand how hard that is. If I give you $50 of my money that I worked hard for, and you have to make me laugh.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm pissed. I wasted my money.
Yeah.
It's a different skill set than what I do on the radio. But to go back to what you said there, I'll never forget, I was asked to MC and host a charity event for people that are losing their eyesight. It was at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City.
Okay.
And they got Gilbert Gottfried, the late Gilbert Gottfried, to appear to help raise money. Sold out show, and I'm MCing it, okay?
Okay.
Gilbert Gottfried goes on stage, and he goes, you know what I hate? And the audience is like, what do you hate? I hate blind people. Now, the charity is for blind people. And people laugh a little bit because it's Gilbert Gottfried. But then his follow-up line, which to me is half genius, half craziness.
Yeah.
He said, but you know what I hate more than blind people? I hate kids. But not just normal, average, everyday kids. I hate kids with cancer.
Oh, my God.
And the room wasn't sure how to react to it because, like, who hates kids with cancer, right?
Right.
But within about 30 seconds after that, people were falling off their chairs.
Yeah, because it's
And I don't know anyone else in the history of stand-up comedy who could have pulled that off.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible.
I'm side stage going like,
Rest
oh, my
his
God.
soul.
I'm going to have to go save Gilbert Gottfried. The audience is going to turn on him, and they went the exact opposite way.
Oh, my God. Dude, I'm in tears because That's just as a comic knowing.
Yeah. And he didn't give a shit either. It's like the balls to say that. First, to offend the charity, I'm sure it's on the arm, he wasn't getting paid for it. But to offend the very charity that you're appearing for, and then to just attack kids with cancer, mind blown on that one.
That reminds me of a story that I heard about Dave Attell, where he was doing something, and I guess a little person was in the, you know, and they were like, dude, you can't go up, you can't mention it, you can't say you can't say midget, you can't say anything, please. He's like, okay. And then he just goes out and he goes, I understand there's a little man and something, just right to start.
Yeah.
I understand there's a little, and people were like, but yeah, I think there's the comic in you makes you go like, don't tell me what I could, don't tell me what I'm going to say.
As soon as you tell me not to do it, you're going to do it, right?
And but I told you something, Craig, when I did the show a couple weeks ago, like, you're like stand-up funny, and I know you said that you do it in a different way, but like, you even said something that I think is important in your line of work is like, if you just talk about X's and O's, if you're just talking about sports, people are going to go, all right, man, I get it. But like, if you got like, your wife in the car or kids, and they can only listen to the actual thing of sports, X's and O's so much, but then you start going into like joking about taking your kids to the movies and throwing in a funny thing. Now people are like, oh, this isn't just sports, this is a show that focuses on sports, but this is a funny show, and you do a great job.
And I appreciate that, and it makes it more relatable to everybody. Like, there's only so many people that want to break down Francisco Lindor's last at bat, you know, shortstop for the Mets, or hey, when is Aaron Judge coming back? And there's a place for that, but you know, I came in with a just different mindset of how to do it. And when you reference Mike and the Mad Dog, they had some humor, they were X's and O's straight. We're going to break down the third pitch of the ninth inning for 5 hours. And they were good at it and successful at it. That bores me to tears. So I was taught many, many years ago, you know, sports fans have other interests. So why ignore those other interests? And there's a lot of commonality in those interests. Like, we like to look at pretty girls, we like to drink, we like to, you know, get drunk. You know, some of us, you know, get high. You know, we like certain types of movies. You and I could sit here for 5 hours, I think you did it on a previous podcast, and debate, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Right? And we could sit here for a long time debating that, right? So why not include that stuff into what you do? And I do.
No, you definitely do, and like, you like push buttons, but you push buttons in a fun way, right?
Yeah, like I'm pushing buttons all day, every day, because it's fun to me. When you push the button and it works, that's the payoff to me. I'd rather get that right and get that laugh than have someone go, yo, your take on Game 5 of the NBA Finals was on point. Like, I know it's on point. Like, I don't need to be reminded about that, but it's the other stuff that, to me, that's what turns me on, and why I wake up every day excited to still do it 35 years later.
Yeah, man. And you know, and what you went to, can we talk about what you went
to?
All of
it,
well, I just want to, you know, because this is a positive podcast, so we're going to talk about it, but you're like a triumphant story to me, because it's a lot of times, and even comedians that get canceled, some go away and you don't hear from them again, and then other people are like, no, dude, what I did was not that wrong, and I got swept up in some shit that I'm not, and come back stronger. But you know, you had a gambling issue, you got in trouble. Okay. And you go away for
went to prison. I was in federal prison for a year.
You were in federal prison for 1 year.
Then a year of house arrest / halfway house confinement.
Right.
Yeah, and then back on the radio and on TV.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So then, after you do that, you pay your dues, you do all the things that you had to do with your punishment. A lot of people wrote you off, I'm sure. People are like, oh, you're not going to see this guy. You're not going to see this guy again. That guy was really good. Did you hear what happened? And no, what happened was you came back, you get on the radio, ratings go through the roof.
Right.
You help people who gamble.
Every day.
You help people who gamble. You talk about your mistakes to help people, which is obviously giving back, which is great. Then you get a TV show.
Yeah.
And then you get back on the radio again, and your ratings are through the fucking roof again, because that's how good you are. But that is. And I don't know if you get deep like this, but that was definitely destined to happen. That was happening, because that's it's a freight train that can't be stopped. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Yeah. So a story I've never told anybody until right now today. I don't know why I've never told this story, because I've told every story.
Oh,
I feel like I've told every story. Yeah. So I get arrested at 3:45 in the morning on Greenwich Street in downtown New York City, handcuffed to a park bench, 8 FBI agents, guns pointed at my head. Very real, right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, crazy. And it's like, what did I do? Like, do you really need the guns? I'm going to go with you. But I guess that's protocol, right?
Sure.
But the thing I've never said publicly before is that for, I would say, 6 to 9 months, maybe even a year, before I was arrested, all right, I used to have dreams about being arrested.
Wow.
I had a dream where, the same dream repeatedly, where I got in trouble, got arrested, and came out of prison and was more successful than I ever was before I got arrested.
Wow.
And I had that dream regularly.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's called manifestation.
No, of course it is.
I can tell you that going to prison is the worst experience of my life. And if I had dreamt about it, I wish I never had.
Yeah.
If I made it happen, I wish I never had, because it's a stupid thing to have dreams about. And to think about and process. But I've never told anyone that I had that dream on the regular, that I was going to go through exactly what I went through. Which is really strange, because I ruined my career for a period of time. I lost relationships. Some were good that I lost. Some I wish I had back, obviously. Put my family through a living hell for too long a period of time. So if I could have changed all that part of it, because when you go through what I went through, all self-inflicted, you're not the only person that feels it or is affected by it. I have 4 kids.
Sure.
I have a beautiful wife who's done nothing but support me when I was making, $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And was there for a lot of the stages of my career, the ups and downs of it, and I put them through hell. And that's not being hyperbolic, but I manifested it, which is a strange thing to manifest.
No, but you know what? I believe that. And I've always been like that. And, my wife would tell you, if you ever sat down with her, a lot of the things that I told her that I was going to do and I dreamed about doing, and this is before I knew anybody, this is before anything, happened, because it's just like when you put it in your head and it happens. Like I really believe, like when Jim Carrey talked about that and everybody said he's crazy, and he's a little crazy. That Andy Kaufman thing drove me nuts. It's like, you're not Andy Kaufman. His spirit didn't go in your body. You're a fucking narcissist. But I do think that when you think something and you really manifest it and say, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's part of it. I also think there's a generation that's lost the concept of hard work. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you grew up, but I grew up, love wasn't mentioned in my household.
Right.
It was, a lot of browbeating, a lot of, you're lucky to even be here kind of stuff. But you either put the work in or you don't. Like, I don't believe there's anything known as an overnight success. You and I just don't see the work,
of course,
that the dude put in before we all learned who the guy or gal was.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Much like they have no idea what I do.
Yeah.
To prepare for a show you did to become one of the top 200, is it, or top 50 comics in the world right now. But like, it's no joke. Like,
no.
I'm sure there were days when you went to appear as like a write-in, and there might have been 10 dudes in the club.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh,
and
dude.
you fail miserably.
Oh, dude, like, yeah, and it really is one of those things where like you put so much work in and you get a special, and then all those years of work to get a special, and somebody goes, man, where'd you come from? You got a special. It's like, yeah, I got a special after like 17 years of like doing this.
Right.
But you just see the special because it's on TV.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I never even heard of you.
Yeah.
Well,
you're on Netflix? How did that happen?
Did
it's like,
you fuck the right person to get this special?
Who'd you?
And it turns out you did, which is a different story.
Hey, listen, you got to fuck somebody. No.
Exactly. Hey, I'm not going to be a virgin my entire life. I chose the daughter of the Netflix founder. Good for me.
You got to get in there somehow. No, I wanted to ask you this because...
I'm going to say, Ted, if you have a daughter, I mean no disrespect whatsoever. I've been trying to get to Netflix for years.
Yeah, I bet. How's your podcast on Netflix? What are we doing here?
Right.
Let me ask you this question too, because this always happens, right? I remember Fat Joe said something pretty amazing. Fat Joe goes, I kind of pulled a prank on my crew, and I kind of told my crew that I went bankrupt and I lost everything. And he said he sent it out to like 26 people, and he said like after that like 8 stuck with him. So when this happened to you, were there people that you couldn't believe turned their back on you?
Yeah. So you go through, there's a couple phases of it. I think there's 3 buckets of people.
Okay.
There's people that you think have your best interest and are in your corner, and as soon as the shit hits the fan, they're gone. They ghost. And you're like, that's really depressing and disappointing. I thought that person was like a ride or die.
And you mean ghost, like you never hear from them again? Done.
You no longer, not only do you no longer exist, like they won't return your text messages. They have nothing good to say about you.
Oh, shit.
You are done.
Wow.
Then you have people, I think, that do the exact opposite. People you think are in your corner and are in your corner, and you learn that very quickly. But there's a third bucket of people that's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
It's the people you never thought of not that you weren't friends with them, but people that were in your life that you never thought of as that ride or die, loyal friend, will give you the shirt off their back even when it's not popular to do it, who suddenly show up for you. And I've got those people in spades.
Wow.
And those are people, like, because you think, like, these are my 10 best friends in the world.
Yeah.
These are the people I know I can count on.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's only 4 of them left.
Yep.
Right? Then there's the people, you know, who you knew were in your corner, those 4 people, and they're there thick and thin.
Yeah.
But there's a whole other bucket of people that show up for you, that vouch for you, you know, that make it okay to be in business with you, to be your friend. Because when I came out of prison, there's no guarantee that I'm employable. Right? Whether you want to use the word canceled or not.
Yeah.
Like, is there going to be a company worth billions of dollars willing to attach my name and picture to what they do?
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And in that world, I had 2 guys, one most notably, that's always been in my corner. We call him the architect, Chris Olivero, who runs Odyssey, which owns WFAM, who's responsible for me being alive today, let alone having a job.
Wow.
Has never wavered in his support. He's a brother to me in every sense of the word.
Wow. Shout out to that guy, man.
And then the other guy who brought me to Fox at the time. You know, there was a guy named Charlie Dixon who unfortunately was fired at Fox for other things, who met with me before I went to prison. And he said, I've always wanted to work with you. When you get out, if you get your shit together and you're in a good place, I'll always hire you. Because I'll use a big word for your audience, there's a dearth of talent out there, which means not a lot. There's not a lot of people who can do this really, really well. Right? So you're in the top 1% of what you do, maybe even a smaller group of people that can do it at a certain level. And he goes, if you get out, he goes, I'll hire you. Now, to be fair, he waited for FAN to bring me back, for Chris to do his thing first.
Sure.
And once it was okay to be in business with me, and the sales community didn't turn their backs on me, that's how I got to Fox. Man made a commitment to me before I went to prison and lived up to it.
Wow.
Which is why I'll always be indebted to him.
Wow, that's amazing, man. And it changed you. What did it change for you as like a? Did it change for you as like a father and a person and all that
Being
stuff?
in prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, it changed. Well, it makes you. It seems silly. Like there's nothing more important in my life than my wife and kids.
Yeah.
They trump everything.
Yep.
And yet I was living for about 1.5 years, because my thing is not like a 10-year period of being a jackass. It was an 18-month, 2-year period where my ego was so out of control because I'm #1 in New York, the most watched, the most listened to sports talk show in America. And that went right to my head.
Yeah.
And I wanted all the trappings of success. I had the tricked out Sprinter. I had a 24/7 driver. I had the full floor apartment for $25,000 a month in New York City.
Yeah.
I was living the life and had the money to live that life.
Yeah.
And then gambling came along, and gambling played into my ego. I'm now the greatest blackjack player in the entire world. So getting arrested kind of reset me. And to go back to something you said earlier, I think getting arrested probably saved my life. Because I was eventually gonna borrow money from the wrong dude and not be able to pay that person back.
Sure.
And that story ends one of 2 ways. Neither of them are good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it was a reset for me to remind myself what I didn't need to be reminded about. Family first, family second, family third. To quote the Carter Six, Welcome to the Carter, Lil Wayne. But then beyond that, it also, I left prison with a greater empathy for other people. And I'll explain that. So there were dudes I did time with who, if you read what they were accused of doing on a piece of paper, you would not want to be within 10,000 feet of that human being.
Sure.
Bad dudes.
Sure.
And a lot of them were legitimately bad guys.
Yeah.
A lot of them were good guys, just caught up in drug trafficking or, you know, trying to make money for their family, you know, just circumstance more than anything.
Sure.
But there's one particular kid, guy from Cincinnati, Ohio, who ran 3 city blocks. Biggest drug dealer on these 3 blocks in Cincinnati. His name was Casey. All right? Casey, I won't say his last name out of respect to him, was maybe the smartest human being I've met. Not book smart, street smart.
Sure.
Right? So I'm a great card player. I'm a pretty good chess player. I couldn't beat him in either. And over the course of a year, eating lunch with him, eating dinner with him, playing cards with him, playing chess with him, and just bullshitting with him, I looked at him differently. Here's a guy that I would never want to be, like I said, within 10,000 feet of, because this is a bad dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that dude proved to me and showed me about loyalty, about love,
Wow.
about what it's like to be a man. things like that
Yeah.
that I took from me. So now when I meet people or read about people, I no longer judge them based on what I read about them. I now judge people based on my personal experience with them.
Yeah.
Which has also allowed me to help other people who have gambling problems because I'm not going to judge them based on their worst moment. And I've always said, like, don't judge me on my best moment, but don't judge me on my worst moments either. Of course. Judge me on a lifetime of living.
Yeah, man. And like, I don't know if you're like, I'm a religious guy, like not like crazy, but
I'm more spiritual.
I believe in I believe in God.
There's something out there.
And I believe that, like whatever happened to you, could have saved your life and kind of was a path that you needed. And people never see it that way. They always just see, oh, that guy did this. But it's like you said, you don't know somebody. I remember, and this will actually segue into the show, but I remember, Darryl Strawberry. I think I might have told this story in a podcast before, but Darryl Strawberry got caught with cocaine for like the 6th time. Right. And it was when him and Doc Gooden, and it was just like, and you're just like, I'm a young guy, what the fuck? You hear these older guys going,
how stupid can you be?
Get him out of the fucking if these and then all of a sudden, I heard him, ironically, I think it was just him one-on-one. I don't think Chris Mad Dog Russo was in. I think it was Francesca, and he's there. And he tells this story, and it woke me up. He said, 1986 World Series. He says, I hit a home run at Shea Stadium. I think it was early on in the series. It's a home run at Shea Stadium, and he said he's rounding the bases. And he says he steps on second base, and he looks, and Shea Stadium's going nuts for him. And he said all he thought about was that he was nothing and that his father called him a piece of shit that would never amount to nothing. And he said, and it should be this moment where, like, I got the chills. Right. And he's like, and all these people, and he's like, and I'm just looking like, man, I want to get high. And in my mind, I'm going, wow, if you hit a home run during the World Series at your home.
It was Game 7.
At home. Oh, was this Game 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many did he have that series?
I don't remember the series, but they were losing in Game 7. People always forget that.
Okay.
And he hits the home run that gives them the lead, and they win the World Series.
Oh, I didn't know.
I'm assuming that's it, but maybe not.
Yeah, I didn't know how many hit in the series, but I know that it was a home run, and I know that it was home. And he's like, you should be going. Yeah. You're home. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's Aaron Judge, Yankee Stadium. And
not yet.
Well, not yet. You're right. Well, he had that big one. Game 5, he had a big one.
Also dropped the ball.
Boy, that 5-run, dude. That 5-run inning, Jesus.
No, but I hear you.
You know, and you're around in second base. You look at your home crowd, and you go, my dad said I'm a piece of shit. I'm nothing I feel, but I want to get high. And it made me go, how dare I judge what this man is going through internally? Right. And that's his medicine to get through it. And it made me just go, you know what? I don't have any judgment on people. And the older I get, I don't have any judgment on people.
It usually goes the other way, right? Usually the older you get, the more judgmental you get.
Yeah. Well,
I think life changes that.
I do too. And I think smarter people and actually people that have gone through things, you've gone through things.
Yeah.
I know we haven't talked that much on a personal, but I've gone through things. And after you do that, you just go, you know what? Who am I to judge anybody? I want to be positive. I want to make people laugh in this world, and I wish the best. Now listen, some people are pieces of shit. And that,
for sure,
and that can't change.
Right.
But then there are some people that are good
so
and
do
made
you
mistakes.
Think has that made you this? I think we all as performers go through this arc where you care what every negative person has to say about you. You take it to your heart. Yeah. And then you get to a point where you don't give a fuck anymore. Like, say what you got to say. The check still clears when I perform.
Dude, you just like so. Right. So and I was told that like my first special was like 95% positive, but then there were the few things, and it bugged me.
That's the only thing you pay attention to.
And it bugged me. Right. And then the next one, it was better, and then now it's like not only do I not care but like it's like what am I doing? Right. How would I even and it's not real. Right. It's not real.
No, like Twitter's not real.
It's not real.
Social media is not real.
I went back to somebody once. They were like, because I made a joke about Trump, and they were like, well, this is a funny special, but he clearly has a Democratic agenda. And like I lost my mind, and I go, you don't know me, you don't know. And they were just like, oh, I'm sorry, you're right, man. I took that the wrong. And all of a sudden he was like, no, I'm actually a fan. And I'm like, what am I doing? Right. Why would I even do this?
And you can get lost in it too.
You can get lost in it. But now I'm at the point where like not only do I not talk to them, I don't care. And I also look at Tiffany Haddish said something really. She's like, your haters are kind of like low-key fans.
Yeah,
because
it's like the old Howard Stern thing, right?
For you to take your time to say some shit about something, or like, and you're actually writing about me, I won.
That's a major win because you're living rent free in their heads.
Yes.
Right. And they can't help themselves, but they all do the same thing. As soon as you clap back at them, no, man, I really love the show. I love everything you do. I was just teasing, busting balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they all listen.
They all,
Yeah. And you're not going to make 100% of anybody ever happy.
And what you do is really different because you're talking against somebody's team. Yes. So like me, it's just a bit. You either like it or not. But you're talking to somebody. Right. Half this city likes the Yankees. Half this city.
So I became a Yankee
likes
fan.
to.
2009. I grew up a diehard Met fan.
Okay.
Like Mookie Wilson's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
All right. 2009 Yankees Phillies World Series. I'm on the radio, obviously, and I can't root for the Phillies because I hate Philly.
Right.
Started the whole campaign, Foo Philly or PHU, like instead of fuck you, just Foo Philly, right? I'm like, I'm going to be a Yankee fan just for this series because I'm a New Yorker first.
Sure.
I want New York to win.
Yeah.
And the Yankees love that.
Yeah.
And the Yankees were like, yo, why don't you come out to a game? Now that you're rooting for us.
Oh.
So then when I came back on the radio in the afternoon, I was so sick and tired. You're a little younger than me, but this generational thing of gender reveal parties.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
When my kids came out, I just said, honey, they're black. And I have that on video. And that's the joy I got out of giving birth. All right? And I'll show you the video one day. It's a true story. So I'm like, I can't stand these dumb gender. And one was, which is another story for another day. And I decided I'm going to do a fandom reveal.
Okay.
So I come back on the radio.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
announce my fandom.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Mets or Yankees? Well, the Yankees were still really good. The Mets obviously have not been very good. And I was a season ticket holder to the Mets.
Yeah.
Kind of sweet, the whole thing. And I revealed my fandom as a Yankee fan, and the Yankees loved it.
Yeah.
So red carpet type shit.
Forget it.
Want to sit in the owner's box? Want to bring the kids out in the field? That kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So now, like, whatever it is, 5-6 years later, I'm the fakest real Yankee fan
that's so
in the
great.
world.
That's so great.
Yeah.
But what you that's so great. But what you do too is like you're on the radio for hours a day, and if you talk against the Giants, there's people that are probably like,
pissed.
like Craig, come on, man, what's up, dude? You get that, right?
Yeah, like as soon as Harbaugh became the Giants coach,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a diehard Jet fan, so make your jokes. My point was, this dude ain't the savior. Or
Right,
you would have
right.
thought I offended your mom, right? How dare you? She does make the best meatballs. I'm like, well, she might not, right?
Yeah.
And people are offended by it.
Sure.
And then my concern is, do I offend them enough where they turn it off? And based on the last ratings, apparently I don't.
Right.
I'm not saying it just to say, like, I don't do stuff just to get clicks. I'm not that guy at all.
Yeah.
Like, I can support every opinion I have.
Yeah.
Some of it's tongue in cheek, obviously. But Giant fans who have been so desperate for a decade now to get back to Giants football,
Sure.
you tell them that you hired a guy that, couldn't win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And that's your savior?
And yeah.
They don't like hearing that.
No. They're like, well, what this is supposed to be our positive thing.
Right.
We got rid of
Yeah.
Dave.
Right.
We talked about that a little on
Yeah.
your show, because that was actually the day I did your show, the Mets manager was
that the same day?
Fired.
Oh, it was the day before.
Okay.
That's right, because originally you talked about Dallas Strawberry. Strawberry wound up, I think after you left, Strawberry sent me a long text about how Met fans need to be patient, and then said, I got to come on the air right now. I can't stand what you're saying about the Mets. So Straw came on after you left, but Plaxico Burress was supposed to co-host the first 2 hours.
Oh, that's right.
And I had to call him and say, Plax, I can't have you co-host the first 2 hours. The Mets just fired their manager, and I'm not putting you in that spot.
Sure.
So.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
We debated canceling you.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, he's a sports fan.
When you hit me up and you were like, hey, we could I was like, dude, we could reschedule. And then you were like, well, you're a Yankee fan, just come in and make fun of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
Exactly.
But we talked about that, and I am a firm believer that now I don't like the Bobby Knight way. And
Yeah,
I'll tell you this. You put your hands on my kid's throat. I don't give. I'll fuck you up, dude.
Right.
Seriously.
I agree.
But I also am a believer in like. Not what Dable did, because Dable's rapping with the guys, and Dable's like talking about sneakers with them, and he's dapping them up, and he's hugging them, and it's like, no, there needs to be like, hey, the general's walking through. He may be a cool general, we may like him, but we need to respect him.
It's like Mike McDaniels in Miami.
Yes.
You're wearing capris playing Biggie pregame.
You can't do it.
Like, the guys don't respect you more because you know Biggie Smalls.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you're so cool.
No, yeah, but now Parcells went a little the other way, where he wouldn't even mention a player's name from a player, which is, So I think that there is a fine line, and there have been a few, right? I think Tony Dungy was a player's coach, right?
I guess to an extent. He also played. I think you don't have to be a player's coach. I think I don't know how you get the respect of 53 type A grown men who could kill you. You know, out of the gate.
Yeah.
I think guys that have played walk in with some level of respect amongst the guys.
Okay.
But like, if you look like me and walk into a locker room, how am I commanding a locker room of 53 dudes? I didn't play.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you either got to be the browbeater guy, which doesn't work for this generation of athletes, or what? Or just cross your fingers that you have enough talent that they win regardless of what you say.
Yeah, and it's
Right?
a tough thing to be a coach and really get the respect and the results.
Like, look at Bill Belichick.
I was just thinking him.
The greatest coach of all time, who's also an asshole, and was my best friend in Cleveland and pretends like he and I never met now, all these years later. I could give you stories on stories on stories.
There you go.
How did it work in Carolina?
Yeah.
Not well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we don't say he's no longer the greatest coach we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But that type of coaching doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, you hurt my feelings, coach.
You know, you just
my mom's on the line. She wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Why'd you yell at my boy? You know?
That just reminded me. So I did, I could say this because this is my show. I did Up and Adams with Kay Adams on FanDuel, and Gronk was on there. And it was right when Belichick was like coming out of the house. With a towel on
the
and
ring
shit.
video.
Yeah, the guy's got a fucking towel on. He's standing up. It's fucking 2 o'clock in the whatever. It's in the afternoon. The guy's on a stoop in a towel. The guy's got all these Super Bowl rings. And Kay Adams just goes, Paul, what do you think about this and everything? And I go, Kay, what can you say? Dude, all the producers, I go, what can you say, Kay? I go, it's a tale as old as time. I go, the only thing that could take down an empire is a woman, dude.
She did not like that.
And Gronk just put his head down and kind of was like this, and she just looked at me, and I just hear cameramen laughing. But look, it's happened. It's happened through history. The strong Napoleon.
Dude, I've always said vagina's undefeated.
Yes.
It's 100%. It's undefeated.
No, it's the
you
most.
Give me the case where it lost.
Dude, it's the most powerful. It's the crazy. Yeah, dude.
Right. Cleopatra took down empires. And now it's during the big Bush days.
Yes.
You have to imagine. You have to imagine back then. That was before Brazil was a country, right? Like think about that. She took down the Roman Empire.
Dude, Napoleon.
Yeah.
It was between 2 women. Napoleon started slipping because of women.
Right.
The guy, when you go to Paris, it's all his fucking buildings, and that's what took him down.
Yeah, undefeated. I tell my boys that all the time.
Yeah.
I remember. So I have 3 sons. I've told all my sons, even my youngest one is 15. Vagina is undefeated.
It's the most powerful. Look, Tiger Woods.
Yes.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, the Tiger one's is I think the best example of it because it was like he had a beautiful wife. No, everyone says she's a gorgeous woman, right?
Beautiful wife.
But I've always
$1 billion.
said, so 2 things on that. One, it's why Halle Berry can't keep a man. Because no matter how gorgeous she is, the guy that's banging her at some point gets tired of banging her.
Was it Billy Joel, right?
Right? Yes.
Billy
Same
Joel,
exact
show
thing.
me a supermodel. I'll show you a guy tired of.
Right.
And yeah, it really is undefeated.
Yeah. So I tell my kids that, right? And then I take my now 15, it's 13 years old at the time, to one of those charity golf tournaments. It's Willie Cologne's charity golf tournament.
Shout out to Willie, did the show.
Love Willie, dear friend.
Willie's been on the show.
Former Steeler, former Jet, and just an all-around great guy.
The best.
He's also, if you need alligator, he's the Alligator Connect.
Is he?
Yes. If you ever need alligator for the backyard barbecue,
really,
Willie Cologne is your go-to guy for alligator.
Wow.
Yeah, true story.
Okay.
So I'm at his golf tournament. I'm in the clubhouse with my 13-year-old son at the time, and there's Bart Scott. All right, who's a friend.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, Anthony, good to see you. And I was just having a father-son talk. He goes, about what? I said, about women. He goes, Anthony, pussy is undefeated. He goes, you got to listen to your pops. He goes, I don't care who you are. It's like kryptonite to Superman. And this is 13. And he goes, yeah, my dad keeps telling me. He goes, but he says it's vagina.
That's great.
Yeah, and I told you I wasn't wrong.
I texted because I saw Willie go nuts for the Knicks, and I went nuts. And like, if you're not a Knicks fan, like Knicks fans know. Like there's casual Nick. This is why I told you some of these Knicks fans annoy me because
fake Knicks fans.
Yeah, like I mean,
Johnny Come Lately.
Steve, by the way, shout out Steve Mazzilli, owner of Gotham, dear friend, is here. He's been to Knick games with me, and he knows how it means a Knick game to a real Knick fan.
Yeah.
What this championship meant is something. I mean, my son collapsed on the floor, was inconsolably crying. It's amazing. So I texted. So I see Willie Cologne. I saw it in him. He was like it was. I saw the Knick fan in him come out, and I text him and I go, dude, how great was that? And I just get a phone call, and it says Willie Cologne. I pick it up, and right when I answer, he goes, dog. He goes, I was in church this morning. The pastor said, everybody who's a Knick fan, stand up. We all stood up, and he said, now you could cry. And he goes, grown man just started weeping. And I just started laughing.
It's the most important championship to me.
It's
right.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. What Jalen Brunson brought, it's everything. And if you really watched that series, If you really watch that series will go down. I'm thinking about it now, what they did.
Yeah.
Down 14, down 16, down 29, down every game double digits, and Jalen Brunson hovering around that 6 to 8 point margin, and just knowing that he was going to chip, and it was a wrap. And I said to somebody, somebody goes, man, I was in San Antonio, so somebody's like, man, you're really calm for this. I go, this is what we do. I go, they just took it from 14 to 6. I go, we're winning the championship. I go, we're winning the championship. So we're winning the championship
the greatest fourth quarter team of
in
all
5
time.
minutes. It's the great, and he's starting to really build a legacy where it went from he's a good player to no, he's an all-star, to now he's a star, to now he's a superstar. And now I think now that you're going to start to hear conversations, especially if we do something this year.
Right.
I did hate to lose Mitch, but anyway, we got to get into what we're going to talk about here. By the way, this is one of my favorite episodes so far. This episode is nuts.
Awesome. Mine too.
No, this is fun. This is fun.
What's the name of it again?
Paul's best podcast. Yeah, mine too. Wait, where am I?
Sure,
where am I? What time
and
is
Will
it?
said
I gotta
yes
get out
to
of here.
this?
What's that?
Will Ferrell said yeah?
Will Ferrell.
There
by the
wasn't
way,
like a think tank about
shout out. By the way, shout out Big Money Players, Will Ferrell. Guys, if you go to your podcast, wherever you get your podcast, iTunes, Spotify, go to my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button. Paul's Best. I have always so many great guests like Craig. Now,
I owe him an apology. Maybe you can, I don't know if you talk to Will often or if he just funds the company.
he's just a...
He invited me to go play golf last week.
Yeah.
And I said no.
Wow.
Yeah. So I try to apologize now.
Well, you have a better. He's technically my boss. You have a better relationship.
I think I've never met him. I don't know him.
Yeah.
I don't think he probably even knows my name. But he was doing something where he wanted. I don't know if it was a radio thing or whatever.
Yeah.
He invited a handful of creators.
Nice.
Or entertaining creators or compelling people.
Yeah.
To go play golf.
Yeah.
And I was on vacation, so I said I can't. I wish I could. So I didn't go.
It's a good
so I just want
dad.
to apologize in advance.
No,
for
that's
that.
a good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I went away with my wife.
Oh,
Left
nice.
the kids at home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Just a quick story. Have you ever been to Europe?
Yes.
All right, so there's a thing in Europe. I count Greece as Europe. I don't know if that's
I went to Greece for 10. I went to Greece for 10 days last year.
I love Greece, right? But the bathrooms are really small. European bathrooms. Like, there's two things about Europe that are different than America.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are many more. A, they don't believe in ice. Like, you order a mixed drink, there's a cube.
Yeah.
And not like the big
like
square
that.
cube.
I don't like that.
It's like,
It's a little
can
bit.
I get some ice?
It's a little, yeah.
And the bathrooms are small. So you might see on the top of my head, I've got a little cut right there.
Yeah.
Different color, right? So I finished dropping the deuce in my hotel bathroom, which is no bigger than this couch, right? And I'm done. A successful trip to the bathroom. I stand up and I hit my head on the door handle and I gash my head pretty good. So I'm bleeding, obviously, but I'm a man, though. Like, salt water, right? Like, we're near an ocean or a sea or something.
Yeah.
So the hotel's, like, concerned, like, we got a problem here in room 14, gash, blood everywhere. And I go into the ocean, salt water and sun, and they come out, they wanted to wrap my entire head in gauze like I was a mummy.
Oh, no.
So if I could just say to Europe, bigger bathrooms, more ice, if that's possible.
We were 10 days, and I agree with both of those.
Right?
Because I'm an ice guy. I like a lot of ice.
A lot of ice?
No, but I like extra ice.
What are they saving the ice for?
It's weird.
Right?
And then it makes me think, is the ice going to get me sick? Is there something
That's
wrong
the
with the
other
water?
thing. Right.
Because that gets some, in France, I think there was an issue some years back where people, they were like, you don't want to do the ice cubes.
Don't drink the water.
Don't do the ice cubes. Don't.
Which is always weird, like when you go to Mexico, they say don't drink the water, but they put ice in their drinks.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem. And every drink's frozen.
I got the thing in Mexico.
Montezuma?
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I was shitting clear water. But I also had Papa John's drunk at 3 a.m. from a moped, so it's probably that.
That's probably right. There's a place in Cancun where it's like a side of the road. It's a hot dog stand / brothel. You ever been there?
No.
Yeah, I was once.
For the hot dog.
Yeah, I just wanted a hot dog.
wanted a hot dog.
My buddy fell in love.
I love these things. The hot dogs know the horse.
Oh, it's the best hot dog I've had. It's like, no, she's the best.
All right, so we talked about what we're going to do, and it's kind of ironic, but it happened by coincidence, as all great shows do. We talked about Darryl Strawberry, but what Craig and I decided to do is we're going to do best home runs that we can remember, best home runs in history. I'll start with mine.
Now, is the rule going to be we had to have been alive for it, or we can... we're going back to like Bill Mazeroski.
I mean, look, we can go back,
let's
do stuff that we've seen now. It's the biggest home run of my lifetime. I was at Game 6, Yankees Mets, ALCS 2000. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
not World Series, not ALCS.
Oh, no, sorry. Mariners to go to the Mets. The Mets, the Mets clinched that night. So everybody in Yankee Stadium knew the Mets were in the World Series.
Okay.
I am at Game 6, Yankees-Mariners to go to the World Series against the Mets. That's what I was trying to say. So we are down 2 runs going in to the 8th inning. 8th inning, we're down 2 runs. Okay? There's a buzz. And when it came up that the Mets were in, this thing happened and this like roar happened and everybody knew. And dude, David Justice steps to the plate. And when I tell you, I'm not joking around. When I tell you, I'm getting the chills now thinking about it. We're down 2. There's 2 runners on. He hits a 3-run shot right when the bat hit the ball to right field. Right when the bat made contact, the place went nuts because it was a no-doubter.
Right.
And he's rounding the bases, and I feel Yankee Stadium shaking. But to top it off, to make it even better, after that roar, Mariano comes out, dude, to Metallica after that, knowing that we're 3 outs away from playing the Mets. That home run to me was, I thought, Yankee Stadium. That one to me, now listen, it's not the biggest because it's not in a World Series.
And that's the old Yankee Stadium.
But that's the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
But that was to go to the World Series in 2000 against the Mets. That was probably, as far as live, one of the biggest that I've seen live as far as...
All right, I'm going to see if I can top that one. Again, this was a regular season game.
Okay.
Meant nothing.
Okay.
When it came down to, are you going to the playoffs? Are you going to win a World Series?
Yeah.
But I could argue the single most important home run in New York history. Bigger than Leyritz against the Braves, bigger than the one you just said.
I know what you're going to say.
Or do you know?
I know what you're going to say. I think it happens around 9/11, yes?
It's Mike Piazza's home run against the Atlanta Braves post 9/11 when we looked to sports to kind of get our minds off the terrible tragedy.
Yep.
And he hit a ball that is still flying through the night.
Yeah.
And if you were alive for it, whether you were at Shea Stadium,
you were there?
I was not there.
Okay.
I was watching it though live.
Okay.
I was on the radio. I was doing a morning show at WNEW.
Okay.
During 9/11, and obviously afterwards. And I've never seen a home run that made me have an emotional reaction like what Mike Piazza did that night.
Wow.
And it was a regular season game.
Wow.
It was a late September game at Shea Stadium that meant nothing but everything at the same time.
That it really is like it didn't need high baseball stakes.
Nope.
It didn't need high baseball stakes at what at the time what the city was going through.
Yep.
Wow, man, that's a great one. That is a great
pretty
one.
good one.
That's a great one. I'm trying to think of some that aren't Yankees because it's easy for me to go, Jim Leyritz.
I got one for you. I'll give you one. Non-Yankees, 1993, Phillies Blue Jays World Series. Ooh. All right.
Oh.
And the Phillies, Jim Fragosi's the manager. Mitch Williams doesn't have a fastball.
Yep.
He's done. His arm's a noodle.
Yeah.
Joe Carter's up.
Yeah.
I forget, was it game 6? I don't think it was game 7, but whatever it was. If Toronto wins the game, they win the World Series.
Yep.
Joe Carter gets up in Toronto, so it's at home. Mitch Williams says, I threw him a fastball. Joe Carter says, that was a slider. Meaning it's like 10 miles per hour less than a fastball, and took that thing yard and won the World Series.
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never
dream.
hit a bigger home run again in your life. That's a great one, dude. That is a great one. Soriano against the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
Because that series was 9/11.
The 2001 series
2001
where every
series,
home team won every game.
Yes, and like we were down in the 9th. Soriano hit one. I think Brocious hit one. Then we ultimately end up losing. But I remember there was kind of that 9/11. There was a New York City hope thing.
For sure.
Not like the Piazza thing, but it made the Yankees are going to roar back because of it.
Right.
And then Luis Gonzalez,
And that's where President Bush throws out that perfect
throws
first
a
pitch.
dime.
Yeah.
Dude, he threw
from the mound
with a vest.
Yeah, with a bulletproof vest.
And they said he was so competitive, he just kept talking about it. So it was like he just kept talking about, that strike I threw. That.
It was the sort of like Jeter said to him, "Don't bounce it, Mr. President."
Or they'll boo you.
Yes. Yeah. And he spent like a half hour in the bowels of Yankee Stadium throwing the ball to make sure he could reach.
And he went and he had to go to the mound.
Yes.
I think you got to go to the mound.
I think that was a conversation piece. Like, he's like, do you throw... A lot of people, they don't want you on the mound.
They stand in front.
Right. And he goes, you're the President of the United States. you got to go to the mound. People won't respect you if you don't.
And then he threw.
And he's like, I got you.
Dude, he threw a fucking
There's
bullet.
a great side story to that. So there was so much concern over that World Series about safety because you don't know, is there another attack coming? Like, what? This is only a month after the attack, right, of the 9/11 attack. So, you had plainclothes, like FBI guys in both dugouts dressed in uniform. Like Yankee uniform and Diamondbacks uniform to look like they're just managers like other extra coaches on the team to make sure, God forbid, something goes south here, right?
Yeah.
So they're having their security meeting before the series starts. And the FBI, and I'm sure other agencies are in the meeting with the Yankees brass discussing, safety, all right? The meeting's about to break up. And one of the Yankee executives says, just like in passing, oh, by the way, what are your thoughts on the subway? No one recognized that the subway goes right past Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
It's like connected to Yankee Stadium throughout the entire outfield.
Wow.
What are we going to do about that? And the FBI had never considered it.
Holy shit, that's actually really...
So the one question was, do we shut down that subway line? Well, you can't do that in New York City because that's how people get home. Right? Or most people going home are supposed to go to work at night, right? So then they decided they put snipers up that no one ever knew about along that entire subway line, which let's say it's 1,000 feet of subway that's exposed to the entire crowd.
Yeah.
They never considered, what if the terrorists want to go on the subway and attack Yankee Stadium from the subway line?
That's crazy.
And it was a last-minute thing to protect New Yorkers at the game in Yankee Stadium, and they hadn't considered it.
It's wild that they have not considered that because, and you could see it. It's exposed. It's right there. It goes through.
You take out everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Another one I saw. This is not a big one, but Hideki Matsui. I think his debut game was a little flurry, snow. It was because it was
probably April, right?
It was a little, and
matter of fact, I know that game because locally it was on Channel 2, not on Yes, and it's snowing.
And it was his first.
I don't remember the home run, but
and it was his first game against. It was his first game at home. It wasn't his first at bat as a Yankee, but it was his first game at home, and it was against the Twins, and he hit a grand slam.
Yeah, I also remember some home runs based on the play-by-play call. So that was Vin Scully, obviously the longtime Dodger voice, who's the best of all time.
Yes.
He referred to the baseball as she's gone, right, on the Gibson home run. But he also, Jack Buck, he had the call when Ozzie Smith hits the home run to get the Cardinals into the World Series.
Oh, okay.
And that's when he goes, go crazy, go crazy, go crazy. Because Ozzie Smith didn't hit home runs.
Yeah.
And hit the home run, I think, to get the Cardinals into the World Series.
Yeah.
But that was the great, remember Jack Buck?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Buck was the Monday Night Voice with Hank Stram, right?
Wow.
And Hank Stram had this thing where he picked the first 40 Super Bowls, 40 for 40.
Wow.
Yeah. But then when these old-time broadcasters sometimes, look, they get old, right? Mm-hmm. So Jack Buck is one of the great broadcasters of all time. When he's on radio, he couldn't see the game anymore. Mm-hmm. So it went from, instead of Joe Theismann fading back finds Art Monk, right? Yeah. It was the quarterback has the ball, Jack Buck. He just kept saying his name. And I'm Jack Buck. Jack Buck, they hand the ball off to the running back. I'm Jack Buck.
I'm gonna tell you something that I never really talked about this because it's like my inner whatever weird shit, but there's been multiple times, I'm not making this up, Craig. There have been multiple times that I've been at a game, I swear to God, and I said to my buddy next to me, I swear to God, I go, you got to stand up right now, he's going to hit a home run. And the next pitch is a home run. It's happened to me. It's happened to me about 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. I remember one time I go, Giambi's going to hit a home run now. I'm dead serious. He's going to hit a home run right now, and he did. And people looking at me. I remember Rondell White.
Sure.
Was and I'm sitting by, and I go, dude, he's going to hit one right now. And the next pitch, and my buddy's just looking at me like, what the fuck? I get feelings. I get feelings in sports.
Too bad Kalshi didn't exist back then.
I know. I would have been like, yeah, but then I would have missed it trying to get the shit.
You wouldn't be sitting here, either.
No.
I'll tell you another home run.
What's a bit? Okay, yeah, and then try to think of after that. Try to think of a pinch hit one. But go ahead.
Ooh, all right, so this is not just one home run, it's a collection of home runs.
Okay.
But I'd never seen anything like it. Josh Hamilton, Yankee Stadium home run derby. it's still, to me, the single greatest display of home run hitting ever.
And here's how I love this is one of my favorite episodes of Paul's Best. You want to know why?
Go.
You want full circle?
Go.
He had dreams about it. The way you had dreams about getting arrested. He said he dreamt he was in Yankee Stadium. No, dude, I'm getting the chills right now. He talks about exactly what you said about your thing. He said, I had dream I'm at Yankee Stadium home run derby and I am just having, he said he dreamt the night.
I didn't know that.
He said he dreamt the night. That was a big one. What about...
To be fair, just real quick, Josh Hamilton, who had his issues well documented, came on my show once.
Yeah.
And he explained to me that when he was in the minors, before he got, I guess, called up or whatever it was, that he was in one of those like cheesy, cheap motel rooms. All right?
Yeah.
And he had left the TV on when he went to the ballpark, came back, and now it's just like, the snow, noise, whatever you call that, right?
Yeah.
Like the channel is no longer broadcasting.
Yep.
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And he told me this story, like you and I are sitting here, and I believed every word of it, that Jesus spoke to him through that television that night and assured him that he was going to make it to the pros.
Wow.
And it's just snow on the TV. And he goes, he sat down in front of the TV and...
Was he high?
No, I think later in life he started doing that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Possibly, I don't know. And I'm like, you're crazy, dude. Like, that's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
He goes, no, it wasn't because it happened.
Wow.
And who was I to tell him it didn't?
Right.
He's also a big man.
Right.
And it turned out that he might have done drugs.
You're not going to look at Hamilton and be like, were you on mushrooms?
Right. Can I have some? Like, I'm dying to talk to Jesus. I
want to do mushrooms and find out what I'm going to do.
Exactly right.
What about spurt? What about like a spurt of home runs like Kevin Moss had that?
Yeah.
What about runs of home runs where a guy gets like 10 in 12 games?
Yeah.
There's been like a handful of those. Kevin Moss was a big one.
Early for the Yankees.
Remember? Yeah. It was when the Yankees were bad.
He's Mickey Mantle.
It was
Right.
And then Don Mattingly had one. I remember Phil Rizzuto go, holy cow. Don Mattingly, I think he had 9 straight. I think Don Mattingly had 9 straight games. By the way, Don Mattingly, I'm not going to sit here and argue that Don Mattingly, one of the best players in baseball during that time, like MVP type caliber, right?
Yeah.
Was it bad back?
He's not going to get into the Hall of Fame. There was a 3 or 4 year stretch where you could say that Don Mattingly was the best player in baseball. The problem is that it wasn't an 8 or 9 year stretch.
What did he have, a bad lower back?
His back, yeah.
He had a bad lower back. It's pretty amazing what he did with a bad back.
Right? Yeah. And the worst thing for Mattingly is that, he plays his last game as a Yankee, and then the next year, the Yankees start that crazy run.
Dude, I felt bad. Like everything that happened,
Right?
he was always missing
By the way,
window.
He was the bench manager with the Blue Jays last year.
Yeah.
They should have beaten the Dodgers, and Don gets his World Series.
Something's up, dude.
Yeah.
Something is up.
I love Don Mattingly.
I do too.
And I'm not a real Yankee fan. But like, if you want to win a World Series, that guy can't be on your roster.
Imagine if Don
he just
Mattingly
can't
won
be.
a World Series as a Yankee manager. Is that in the future?
Well, if the Yankees don't get to a World Series this year, don't think that Aaron Boone's safe.
No, I don't think so.
Longest tenured Yankee manager.
I don't think he's
one.
now. I think this is the first year I think Boone's in danger.
And what's crazy is when they beat the Nationals. I know they swept them, but on Saturday when they beat the Nationals, it was his 750th win as a manager.
Wow.
As the Yankee manager.
Oh, how about this one? You just made me think of it. How about this one? You want to talk about a career, and I'm not just talking about a career with vagina.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter's
Stupid.
3,000th hit.
Yeah.
The only Yankee with 3,000 hits goes yard.
Oh.
Rookie wins a fucking World Series. All-Star game MVP. What didn't he do? Rookie of the year. I mean, Derek Jeter.
You know the one thing he didn't do?
What?
He didn't get anybody pregnant.
He did not get anybody. And
Which
there's another
is,
thing.
I mean, considering that he's the #1 bachelor in New York City. Now, there's a lot of stories around that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you had to sign an NDA before he slipped it in.
Got a little bit. Got
You
a
got
little gift basket
on the way out.
Got a little signed baseball on the way
Like,
out.
that's a different level. Like, whatever games you think you played before you got married,
Dude.
right? I once convinced a girl I was the backup third baseman for the Phillies and flew her down to Florida and then told her I got traded to the Yankees so she'd go home.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
There's a good 17 or 18 Philadelphia strippers who tell their friends, I had sex with the Phillies third baseman. And they're not lying. I have baseball cards. I had this condo in Florida when I was doing radio in Florida.
Yeah.
And I met a stripper at a bachelor party in Philly.
Yeah.
I had this whole thing, honey, just don't dance with me because if you dance, they're all going to want to dance. Like,
Dude,
why? I don't like to talk about it. I'm
that's
just
so
here to support a friend. She comes down. I got all my Little League trophies out.
Yeah.
Like, you're sponsored by Yoo-Hoo? Yeah, it's a minor league thing, baby. Yeah, just one of those things. They're a sponsor of the minors. Put them all over my condo. Had my next door neighbor call me. You got traded to the Yankees. Sweetheart, you got to go. I got to pack up. I'm going to New York.
Oh, dude, that's great.
And that was before I was gambling.
Oh, that's I had a friend would do that. Rest his soul. He passed away. I had a friend be like, "Yeah, I just got back from the Swiss Alps." He's like broke. He's like, what about this? Where do you put? I guess does the steroids ruin the McGuire 61 and the 73 from Bonds to you?
I'm a pro steroid guy.
Okay, you
so
are.
I'm the wrong guy to ask. Like, I
Okay.
think more athletes should do steroids. Like, if you really want to win, then you should do steroids.
Okay.
So if you want to take years off your life and have shriveled up, balls and back acne in your 50s.
So you're saying it should be open to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, again, as a fan,
I look at it
you
like
never give the championships back if you find out after the fact that half your team was on steroids.
Yeah, yeah.
So as a fan, like, why would I want my team to play clean? Like, if everyone else is doing it or other guys are doing it, I want my guys to be doing it. I always say in the 2000 World Series, if Mike Piazza, who's rumored to have done it, if he was doing it, that ball against Mariano in the ninth that doesn't leave Shea Stadium probably does.
Right.
Maybe the Mets win that World Series.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Right?
I would look at it. I would say this: if it's an even, I don't like a guy doing it when it's illegal and getting numbers and getting the accolades. But if it's even playing field, if everyone's like, "Hey, man, you could do it," or you're not, but then they would all do it.
But when McGuire and Sosa were doing it, you were allowed to do the thing they were doing. Like, those pills were in their locker.
Right.
Everyone saw them.
Yeah.
It wasn't outlawed yet. And there's a crazy story about how those I apologize, not McGuire, how Barry Bonds got caught up in it. There were two FBI agents out in San Francisco who are huge baseball fans, who just on a personal bet were like, I bet I can prove that Barry Bonds does steroids. I bet you can't, right? And it was just like a personal pet project of an FBI guy who loved baseball, who just set out to prove that Barry Bonds, was doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like there was an investigation. Like baseball didn't give a shit either.
Yeah.
It was just some random guy in his free time was like, I'm going to prove that motherfucker does it.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Oh my, yeah. What's a big pinch hit home run? There's been a couple big ones. I'm thinking of one where a dude came in and everybody went nuts and he did it. And I'm trying to remember. It's driving me nuts. You guys can write into YouTube if you.
Gibson was a pitch hit one.
Oh
yeah.
That's
his
right.
only
Gibson,
at-bat of the series.
Gibson.
That's a good one.
I was thinking of a playoff one where the guy came off the bench, everybody was going nuts, and he actually did it.
I should probably know that.
There's been a handful of them. You guys can write in.
Bucky Dent wasn't pitch hit.
No.
Bucky Dent, Boston, I don't think.
No, he was in a start. Bucky Dent was in the starting line. Oh, Aaron Boone.
Mark Boone.
Yes.
Aaron Boone. What are we talking about?
To beat the Red Sox.
Aaron Boone. Did Tim Wakefield pass away?
I believe he did.
Rest his
Yes, he
soul.
did.
But that ball was gone, right? I mean, it was just right to left field, and it was just
No doubt.
that was. And I remember what was cool about that was Boone was kind of like new to the Yankees, and it was like his first year, and he was kind of just trying to. And he's like, you see him, he's with like his girlfriend at the time. I don't know if it's his wife now, and he's just going, "This is crazy." He's in the locker room, just going, "This is crazy. This is crazy." Like he couldn't believe. And
then he did the dumbest thing of all time after that.
Then he got hurt playing
playing
basketball.
pickup basketball and messes his knee up and tells the truth. Because he was sitting on a huge contract, which he didn't get after that.
Yeah, and that happened to a Yankee pitcher. Was it Carl Pavano? So listen, if I'm an owner, I say this. Do we talk about? I don't know if we talked about this. You're no motorcycle. I don't care if you're a helicopter pilot in your off season. You're not doing none of that shit, dude. I'm giving you $38 million.
Right.
You're gonna be.
We're not asking for that much. Right. No skydiving, no motorcycles, no swimming with sharks.
Yeah.
Right.
NDA with whores.
And an NDA with whores. Yeah.
We're just looking out for you.
Yeah. Like, trust us from experience. A-Rod was a Yankee.
I was just gonna say we had Jeter. We got this lot. We got this down.
How about those two Yankees that swapped families? You remember that story? What? Yeah, there are these two Yankees back in, I want to say, the 60s, 70s, teammates, right? And they didn't just swap wives. They swapped dogs, children, houses.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to look it up or not. I forget their names. I think like Affleck and Damon were going to make a movie about it.
Oh, wow.
But there were two Yankees. One had a better career than the other. But they didn't just swap wives. They literally like, your house is now my house and vice versa.
That's wild.
Your dog's not my dog.
Like we're just basically changing like everything.
Right.
It's like I'm going to your house and having your life, and you're going to. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine if that happened today? Like with social media? TMZ?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
1973.
Yeah.
Ironic. Knicks
Go ahead.
championship before this one.
Yeah.
Fritz Peterson
Right?
and Mike Kekic.
There you go.
Well, Kekic shocked the sports world.
Yeah, they swapped
At a
families.
press conference. to
Fritz
announce-
Peterson, Mike Kekic. And like spring training, they had to actually acknowledge it. Like, we
Wow.
want to come clean. It's true. It happened. Barber's now his. You know, I've got Sally and the kids.
They traded wives, children, homes,
Yeah.
and even their family dog.
Yeah.
Dude.
Right?
That's fucking what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like how like and that means everybody's on the same page. That means
Everyone
that means
agreed.
that means they go to dinner and they're
Right.
like, look,
This is what's happening.
I like your dog, you like my dog.
That's it. What does he like to eat? What do you feed him?
Hank Aaron. Dude.
He swapped wives?
No, the home run.
The craziest thing about the Hank Aaron home run
Yeah.
is back then, because life was so different, fans obviously run on the field. There's that one dude who catches him right around shortstop and runs home with him. But the media that covered it were on the field.
Yeah.
So do you know who's there at home plate when Hank Aaron passes Babe Ruth, becomes the
Yeah.
all-time home run
And that's what
hitter?
people running on the field, right?
There's random people, but the media, there's that one or two fans who became famous for like running with him around third base home, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. But the guy that winds up at home plate on the field is the late Craig Sager.
Wow.
Go watch it again. Craig Sager's the guy that
Rest
greets
is-
him at home plate.
And that's another reason
to
I don't
interview
like.
him.
And that's another reason I don't like fucking Greg Popovich, because Greg Popovich never showed
there's a lot of
respect.
reasons.
He never. There's a lot of reasons, but he never showed respect to Craig Sager. And Craig Sager would be there going, "Hey," and he would just be like cold. And it's like, I understand you're going to do that maybe to like a jokingly a couple times or whatever. Dude,
Right.
you don't do that to that's a story for another day. But dude,
Now, he's a douche knuckle.
yeah. And then the third home run Reggie hit was big, right?
Yeah, so the 3 home runs in '77, right? World Series?
Yep.
And then what no one remembers is that, so it's 3 pitches, it wasn't just 3 at-bats. It was 3 consecutive pitches that he hits home runs
Wait a
on.
minute. Their first pitch home runs?
All 3 are first pitch home runs.
Wow.
All right?
That's wild.
His
dude.
first
Talk about
at-bat,
being on fire.
right? His first at-bat the next season, first pitch, home run.
Was that right?
4 pitches, 4 home runs.
Oh man.
Yeah, never been done before.
Dude, this episode has been so great. This is what we're gonna do. This has been so great.
We'll do it again.
We're gonna do a part 2. You know what we'll do?
Happy
we'll do
to.
best defensive plays. Like we'll do best. I'm just making shit up. I'm just making.
Since we did
I'm just,
so well
I'm
with
just
home
making.
runs,
Yeah.
we stopped at 3. And I'm not even sure if we got him right historically.
They're like, Paul-
I'm actually going to go check if
like-
Justice hit a home run in that game.
No, that one I was at. But Matsui was probably in October. I don't know what the no. It was. I definitely remember being there. But there. Listen, as cool as hitting a 3 is, and hitting a 3 in a big game, Brunson and all that stuff is great. Okay, catching a big touchdown is great. But there's something about a stadium standing up at a big at bat and then the batter delivering that
Yeah,
I think
that's a
is
childhood dream.
It's a childhood, and there's a moment of just they're alone.
Yeah.
They're alone.
The rounding the bases.
They're alone in that moment, and you're watching them do it, and just the sound of the bat hitting the ball. I'm a night game guy. I'm
Yeah.
not a day. A lot of people. That's an argument for another day. I like seeing the ball at night. I like seeing the lights.
Yeah.
But there's just something.
It's more special at night.
You know who one of my favorite Yankees was? Mel Hall, and he went to jail for rape. So that ended that as a kid.
You should probably pick a new
Yeah,
Yankee.
yeah. So then I went to Jesse Barfield. He had a good arm.
Yeah. Watch this. Hey, Paul, who's your favorite Yankee?
My favorite Yankee, you know this, Steve, broke my heart when he left was Robinson Cano. I never seen a smoother ball player in my life.
and that smoothness made people think he was lazy.
Yes. yes.
Jazz Chisholm has a little bit of that. Like,
Yeah.
they're so smooth athletically, it looks like they don't give a shit.
It looks like they're playing wiffle ball in the backyard, but like Robinson Cano, and then he took that big, wasn't a Jay-Z. Jay-Z got him $250 million to
believe
go
it or not, to go to Seattle.
Because
the Yankees thought they had that deal done. They thought he was done. He was coming back. And then, however, Jay-Z, maybe he promised Seattle a concert or something. I don't know how he did it. He got him more, like $20 million more.
He got him more, and then he went. And you know what? Robinson Cano always, you could tell he always regretted it. He regretted it. He definitely,
You
he
have
was in
to.
Seattle, and he was just
I think Juan Soto regrets going to the Mets.
I do too.
Right?
I do too. He was having
17 games under 500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and him and Lindor not being friends.
don't
We
get
talked
along.
about that.
Yeah.
Guys, for Paul's Best Podcast, hit the subscribe button, dude. Thank you so much. You have anything you want to plug all your stuff? Plug everything.
I'm on the radio, which doesn't help with the podcast world, but I have a brand new podcast that's about to be released. It's me and Lil Wayne, and it's called The Joint Venture, and it's coming very, very soon.
That's going to be sick. Guys, we're announcing a new tour starting in the fall. The first date is September 10th in Boston. More dates are coming in the next couple of weeks. Go to paulvirzi.com. Go to the subscribe button on my YouTube channel and hit it. You're going to get more great guests like Craig, and we will see you next dude. Thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for
I
having
hope
me.
you had a good time.
Love
dude.
it. Appreciate
That was
it.
great, man. You're the best, dude. You got to check this guy out on The Fan. He's the best. Take care. We'll see you next week.